can't let this happen. You can't let this happen. You can't let this happen! You can't let this happen. You stopped it. You... Thank you. That was... horror.
Hey guys, so I'm wearing this snazzy new outfit. Check out how I got it.
Why'd they keep an altered item here?
Debrief for Mirror Excursion 7C. Subject is Agent Hardy. Hardy spent approximately 3 hours in the mirror. It's the longest time on record. Can you describe your experience inside, Agent Hardy? So, Agent Hardy is physically healthy. All tests have come back clean. Yet the speech issue has persisted for hours. Calm down, Agent. It could be psychosomatic, but the fact that this only occurred after returning from the mirror makes a paranatural explanation more likely. I recommend a battery of tests and a Class Orange quarantine.
What a weird way to lock something up. Wait, that didn't sound right. Yeah, that's not good.
Hier har det gasen snare skirt absolutely. Har man med sig on this. Right here. He them scarpa that cedar. He draw which gets it cash bus. He's sniffs and jerks scaring more fear be.
What? I can't understand you. You need to listen. I saw something in there. There is something inside. You need to lock down the mirror.
Sir right off the sister who she sleeps at the me at my class he's like as if say either 100.
Why are you talking like that? What's wrong with you? All of you? There's something in that fucking mirror.
Snatch the light knock. He's not south good and that's favorite up and then around. The own machine looks got a scanner, but skin, and the fingers to work fighter. I want to sit the gas at the pit. I'm a so gassy with it.
Did you see that? Someone's in there. Hurry, Nano Master. Whoa. Men if he's such a That's not good. Exit. Nothing but a pale imitation. Another one? Better be all of them. That explains why they locked this mirror up. I wonder what the Bureau was doing with this thing. Well, it's cleansed now. The hiss is gone. It's dealt with.
Yeah, that mirror thing's cool, isn't it? So, let's get started on the foundation.
Clean out every last hiss with one fell swoop.
Right. So I think what we need to do is we need to go to the director's office. Well, thanks for letting me know. I knew that I did a good job. Oh, that's new. But I think this might be what triggers it. To all executive staff, I know this is some concern. I know there's some concern regarding our operations exceeding the annual budget. So long as we operate within the oldest house, we are obscured from scrutiny in many respects. If our budget demands are not exorbitant to the point of drawing attention, then they will be granted by the U.S. Treasury without question. The FBC is just another line in another spreadsheet that some lowly accountant won't even notice. Their eyes will skip over us as if we weren't even there. The nature of the oldest house allows us certain freedoms in how we operate. Our being here is no accident. Okay, I don't know why they included that, but whatever. So this is probably to get to the hotline, right? Yes, no, yes. Hotline's that way.
Even if it was a dream, I feel Darling reached out to me through the hotline. I have a feeling he and Trench won't be the only callers from the beyond.
The hotline isn't even there. Alright, I'm gonna go talk to Pope. We're gonna figure out how to get this triggered. It's time to go talk to Pope. That's probably the way they would trigger it. That makes the most sense. But I've been trying to read up on it. Like, how, in fact, do I access this DLC? Because I can't even make sure that it's downloaded. Because it's not an actual item on the PSN store. There it is.
Doorways, then which is the object of power? The slide or the slide projector? Or Jesse, good
Yeah.
to see you.
Good to see you.
You've got Dylan situated in his containment cell like you asked.
Uh-huh.
I've got medical staff running tests as we speak, and I'd be happy to walk you through the details later. Other than that, what's next?
DLC.
With the slide projector turned off, the hiss are shut out, but we're stuck with the ones already here. We can't lift the lockdown until they're all eradicated. If any hiss ever got out, that would be the end of everything.
Well, eliminating them all will take time. Look, I'll do what I can on my end, but my research is progressing slower than I'd like.
I think I can help with that. I am making you the head of research, effective immediately. I want you to use everything the Bureau has, every resource, every confidential scrap of data, and find a way to keep the hiss out for good.
That's... Really? I mean, yes.
I mean, your
certainly-
predecessor died, so I
Yes.
mean...
Yes, I accept.
You'll do great. Besides, I didn't really have anyone else lined up.
I'm honored, Jesse, really. Thank you.
Wait, was that it? Oh, I can talk to her again.
Jesse, when you were down in research, did you run into a Dr. Rhea Underhill?
Mm-mm.
I didn't. Who is she?
She is a colleague of mine, a researcher studying a kind of extra-dimensional mold growing below research.
Oh, I know about it.
Well, I don't like the sound of that.
No one does. Look, I haven't heard from Rhea since the hiss arrived. Would you mind having a look around for her next time you're in research?
Of course.
Thanks, Jesse. Now, what's on your mind?
Old growth.
When the hiss got into my head, I saw some weird things. I think Darling even spoke to me. Does that make any sense to you?
Empirically, no, but phantom voices as well as hallucinatory states are not uncommon here. And considering the forces that Dr. Darling was working with, he could have been transferred to a different plane of consciousness, physically or otherwise.
And that doesn't upset you?
Oh, very. And the fact that he hid those forces from me, it's infuriating. But Darling's dream was always to look beyond our reality. This time he may have taken a step too far, but as long as his consciousness can perceive his surroundings, I'm sure he's loving it.
Maybe Darling was just trying to protect you from the darker side of his work.
Fuck that. I'm not a child. Like, don't just assume I'm gonna consider something morally repugnant.
Which it all was.
Which it all was, of course.
Huh.
How do you feel about me taking over as director?
You act like it just happened. You've been director since we first met, remember?
Well,
I'm
yeah.
still thrilled. Nothing's changed. Not for me. But the Bureau has changed. Trench and Darling are gone.
Mm-hmm.
Their knowledge, anything not written down, disappeared with them.
That's correct.
They knew the Bureau better than anyone.
They're the Bureau's past, Emily. We won't operate like they did. We'll learn from their mistakes. We'll be better than they ever were.
We won't ever be like them.
Cut to 10 years when she's exactly like Trench.
How is Dylan?
The same. I can't detect any his activity, but his physiology has certainly been altered by it. And I can't tell if his brain activity is genuine or simply the aftermath of the hiss, like spasms. Dylan could wake up tomorrow for all I know. I really can't say.
Then I just have to wait for him. That's fair. He waited a long time for me.
Don't worry. We'll be monitoring him round the clock. If he wakes up, we'll be ready. I don't mean that in a hostile way, just... well, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you. My brother isn't exactly popular around here.
I hope one day he'll have the chance to change that.
So, there was a moment after Hedron died that I couldn't feel my powers. The hiss got into my head. Just for a moment.
That explains the HRA outage. Before we knew what was happening, the hiss had us. They were in my head. I saw terrible things. I mean, I was about to go under forever when the hiss was pushed back. The HRAs had come back on. Dylan vanished afterwards, and we fought off the hiss that came after him. So if Hedron's death knocked out the HRAs, that means there must be a new local source for them to relay, which I'm guessing must be...
Me.
you.
So now
Hedron
Hedron's
assuming
inside her.
that word even applies to a resonant-based life form. But whatever it awakened in you, the power you call Polaris, is still active. Or at least, that's what my instruments are telling me.
I don't think we're ever gonna understand all of this. And I'm okay with that. just
I'm
glad
not.
You're here with me.
That's good to know. Thanks, Emily.
The board.
I found Dylan attacking the astral plane and the board. What was he hoping to accomplish?
Huh. Since they arrived, Hiss have been corrupting objects of power, which have an inherent link to the astral plane.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe their goal was to access the astral plane and the board itself.
That still doesn't tell us why.
But his motives
It
are
still doesn't
difficult
tell you
thing to
why
work
your
out,
robes clip
but
through
I
the bottom
have
of
been
the
digging
chair,
into
but we
confidential
don't
files and
we
noticed
don't
a
even
strange
mention
gap
that.
in knowledge regarding the board. Looks like any data on them has either been deleted or was never gathered in the first place.
Then maybe it's time someone looked into that.
Right.
Maybe it is.
Well, I've got a bureau to run. See you soon.
Yes, ma'am, Director Faden.
Please, Emily. Not even as a joke.
But I just... Heck, yes. Variants and alterations. His corruption manifests in vastly different ways. Some hosts remain largely unchanged. We already know this. Speech analysis. If we understand the hiss to be a force based on vibration and resonance, then perhaps their incantation, which is now agreed upon, the agreed upon term for their vocalization, is an effort to express that resonance using human vocal cords and speech. Would there be differences if the incantation were recited in a different language? The most common word used is want. Interestingly, every usage of the word is attributed to a you. You want to listen. You want this to be true. You must want these waves to drag you away. Are we the you the hiss is referring to? Does the hiss believe humanity, possibly all non-hiss life, wants to join it? To be consumed by it? Is that its goal? You will be assimilated? Resistance is futile? The second most used words are through and time. Is this possibly the hiss stating how they arrived here, or an indication of its age? There is clear intention in the words. Dismissing the incantation as nonsense, as some of my colleagues recommend, is beyond idiotic. Refer to something for full report. Okay. So, her stuff is all done. It's all like really preliminary things from the beginning. Did I just not grab those from the beginning of the game? And they just sat here this whole time? They said the Foundation is available. Alright, hold on, kids.